Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Contest of Speed. We have a mighty special event going on for you this evening. If you was with us last Saturday, you would have seen that we had a 100% GP going around the mighty Austria. Nevertheless, we are back once again with another 100% GP, and we send ourselves to the mighty Silverstone, Great Britain. The commentator's home race, if you would, and a couple of drivers' home race that I know myself. My name is Corey Brooks. I'm one of your commentators for this evening, and join with me in the comms booth, it is the mighty Rob Starr.
Hello, mate. I cannot wait for this race, 100%. People are giving it all, to race. I'm not sure how many laps, but it's going to be intense around here.
It certainly is. Now we get ourselves ready for what is a one-shot qualifying, just the same format as last week, although this time we have a bit of a custom weather format. So there will be a dry stint, a wet stint, and possibly another dry stint, depending on how this weather plays out. But nevertheless, it is a custom weather, so do expect things to change. A bit of interesting momentum to come this way. So hopefully everything is going to go on the up and over. We now wait for the drivers to get their setups on and get themselves ready to do the one-shot qualifying lap. Can they pull out pole position in their bag? It's certainly going to be very interesting to see. But not only that, we have a certain driver joining us this evening. Somebody a little bit special. You may have seen him out on his streams, but we have Infratic joining us for this 100% event. So things are certainly going to get interesting later down the line.
Definitely, but around here, one-shot quali. You've got to make sure you give it your all on this track and make sure you don't invalidate, as the drivers are now starting their laps.
Absolutely, it's put us straight on board with Cooper. You can see him there as he crosses the line, but it's Malvern at the top at the minute. It's going to change around a lot dramatically. You're going to see it jump all over the show. One-shot qualifying is very hard to follow. The only thing you can try and do is keep your eye on who is looking to be at the top. And at the minute, Sid's falling all the way down. It looked like it was going to be Sid, but now it's Cooper and Malvern fighting away. But don't count out the second Alpine driver, Iron, looking to do anything he can to get himself up in that top spec. But the Haas driver now is at the top. It's Cooper fan leading so far. Danko, can he do anything about it? He is there in P2. The time is swapping around between Danko and Malvern. Them two are battling it out, but it looks like Cooper fan may have this one in the bag. He's really keeping that lead. It's not jumped around with him yet. Danko takes P2 again. Infratic's in P12. Dynamic Duo 11. Tom C in, that's going to be awkward to say because I'm used to saying Tom Carter. But it is the mighty commentator Tom Carter in the race as well. Orfeld's retired. He may have had an invalidation, so he retires himself, doesn't even want to finish on that. But Danko now is ahead. Is that Cooper having a slow Maggots and Beckett's? It seems to be. Danko now leading the charge, but Red Devil in his Mercedes is also in P2 as we come around Store.
Yeah, looking quite qualifying so far, but we're about to enter the last few corners now. Let's see who will invalidate the lap or actually make a lap. Looks like it's Red Devil going across the line first, and he will stay first with his 100% Grand Prix.
It is a pole position for the Red Devil. The Devil has been released from his cage, and he's certainly looking to set what could be the race victory as he goes pole position by just under a tenth. So you see quite a few invalidations there, but he's Red Devil to lead the charge on the front row with Danko. Second row, Cooper fan and AJ. AJ doing well there to get within that fight of Cooper. They've been rivals before in earlier contest of speed races, but now we just get the pressure on to 100%. It is quite a few laps. I didn't actually see how many laps there were before the race started. I've been a bit busy trying to sort everything out and get the stream up and running. Had a little bit of a technical issue, but we did get it going nice and bonny. So all the way down to P10, AJ, XD, CDR, Bobby. Oh, I missed it. Never mind. I tried to get it for you. But we are now looking to get the lights ready. So the drivers may not be able to adjust their setups. I think Park Ferme is on, but if they can change anything, they're certainly going to try.
Definitely, but right now it's looking dry. But like you said, there's going to be
It's
custom
custom
weather.
weather. It is custom weather. So we know the weather is going to get wet. We know that it is coming. We know that that is something. Raisin can join. Oh, somebody could have joined if they could have got in. Somebody could have. My bad. I apologise. I didn't see that. Running the comms makes it a bit awkward to see the Discord at the same time. But yeah, no, let's get going. Let's get going. The drivers are setting their setups, trying to get everything ready. I do apologise for the little delay there. I am looking into the Discord to see if anybody's saying anything, any bad laps, any issues, anything like that. But at the moment, I'm not seeing anything. Nobody's mentioning anything about their invalidations. Lobby 2, I think, is getting underway. We have 2 lobbies. This has turned into quite an event. We have 2 lobbies going to this, so quite a huge turnout wanting to do the 100% GP. A lot of drivers looking to do it. So it's nice to see that they're actually interested in 100% Grand Prix, although they are very long and may not provide the best entertainment. It certainly does open the door for strategies. Big game of chess. What's your thoughts on that?
Definitely, you could go long, try to go for two supper, maybe a three, but also it depends what you start with as well. It depends how well you start. Want to time it right when it rains as well. So it's definitely
Absolutely.
going to be some up and downs for some drivers. But if you can keep it well in the race and have good race pace, you could be on it and get on that podium or win the race.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's all about setting yourself up for the end game now. So this is certainly going to go on for quite a while. So the race hasn't even started like within the first 30 laps. It's all down to those final closing laps. Have you done enough in the start of the race to set yourself up for the end? It's like I say, it's a huge game of chess. The drivers need to use their wits and stay on the focus. There's so many laps, but it certainly opens the door for that shall not be named. The infamous SC to come out and destroy those strategies, throw them out of the window, and cause a lot of people to get in a bit of a ruckus.
Definitely, I
There's a
think
countdown
we are
clock. There's a
about to do
countdown
it
clock.
now.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The 100% GP is about to get underway. When the beeping stops, we go trackside, and the lights should be ready to go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lights! And the lights are out and away we go, go, go for a 100% 52 laps of Great Britain. The Devil's got away well, but here comes Danko. Got a beautiful start off the line there. Pulls it ahead of the Devil. Do not count out Cooperfan though. Cooperfan under attack from XD. AJ jumping ahead of Bobby there. There's cars off the track. The Aston Martin's been pushed wide, dropping down. CDR Bobby's losing position. The Haas is ghosted there from Cooperfan. Also getting in a ruckus. The Mercedes there doing 2 and 3. Although there are no teams, they're certainly going to see fighting against each other. That is what it's all about. You need to get going, and get off strong. But all eyes are on the front here as the Mercedes swap positions there. Through goes XD. The Devil picking up a bit of understeer on those hard compound tyres. I will pull up the tyre graphic so you can see. We have a medium, soft, hards, mediums. Everybody's switching it around here. The strategies are open in the air for anybody to try and do. I will get the map up for you so we can get that going. But as we come into Maggots, Beckett's, and finally into Chapel, it is Danko leading with XD literally right behind. Oh, it's the Devil! He's been hit by Cooperfan. He's been spun round. Red Devil finds himself round, falling down all the way to 15, catches himself down. He's 17th. Cooper's been in a bit of a controversial moment there, to say the least. But as we come around Cops Corner and get ourselves down into Vale, everything is looking to go towards Danko. Can he pull ahead? That's the question.
Well, right now, DRS will be enabled, so right now, XD will get closer and closer to Danko. Even Cooper, the drivers, look at that DRS train. All the way first down to last as well. So massive DRS train here. If the drivers can keep it together and keep it nice and clean.
Oh, Sid there, under attack from Glitch 10. Glitch goes for the inside line, now switch to the outside line. As we come around Village, he's looking fairly squared away. It's now just, is it Luffield and, I think it is. I can't remember. My head's a bit frazzled. It's been a very interesting day. Well, through goes Infratic on Sid also. Sid's losing the position there to the Ferrari. That's Suba, but he's a Hyacinth Rook. I don't know how to say that. Picking up 3 seconds already on lap 2. Certainly going to damage his race down the line.
Definitely. But right now, the grid might, start separating as it is 100%. So you've got 52 laps of this race. So we see Dynamic Joe going side by side with Hyacinth and Rook there through Maggots and Beckett's and gets that move done. So he's up from that position, but now he's being attacked by two Alpines going 3 wide.
Three wide. Through goes Malvern and through goes Iron. That was beautiful driving there from the two Alpines. Coordinated. That must have been coordinated. They both took it nice and easy. Didn't get themselves into a kerfuffle and pushing on. Oh no, they go again. Is that dynamic caught out? And Tom Carter, should I say. That's really going to catch me out the new name change. That is a fact.
Yeah, definitely. As right now, it's looking super close between some people. You know, see at the back there, Sid's kind of
Cooper's on
struggling.
the attack. Can he do anything more?
He might be able to. Goes down the inside, hoping he can burn some ERS. He looks like he's burning. Goes down the inside, trying to get past us. Them two are still battling. The Mercedes are going down the inside of that Haas. The Aston Martin there. What a show that he's there on one is joining into the battle. Cooper and KD go neck and neck up to Cop's corner, but then KD backs out there. Probably the smart move there, but he's still battling.
Oh, that back out gave him the overspeed, but just couldn't get the position done. That was interesting, that. My God. Sorry to cut you off there. I was hoping to see the switch back from XD, but we just didn't get it.
Yeah, it's a close battle up to Cop's corner. But right now, DRS will be opened again as Cooper's now attacking Danko. Goes round the outside. Two overtakes there from each driver. One each. And we see Danko having a bit of contact, almost gone off the track there. Rejoining behind his teammate of Bobby there. AJ right behind the rear of Aston Martin. Super close racing for this final sector.
Absolutely. I hope I got that on the replay. We'll try and pull that up to see if we got it. I think we did. You can see there on the instant replay on your right hand side with the live feed on the left. But here goes Cooper Fan round the outside there, a storm. Gets that done. That was lovely racing from the Haas driver. And now we push on. It is Cooper Fan leading in his Haas, almost half a second clear. But does not have the DRS as the Mercedes and Aston Martin do. CDR Bobby doing well to get himself up into third position. So far, he's looking to potentially get into that mix there for what could be race victory. We know that Bobby has been known to have his pace, especially around a track like Silverstone. His home GP knows it very, very well, just like we do. But it is now all to play for those drivers.
Super close right now, but see XD there going side by side with Cooper there through Maggots and Beckett. Pulls out last second, probably the safest move. But DRS will be enabled again. It's going to be super close up to the big braking right-hander. We see the Mercedes going around the outside. The Aston Martin might be able to join him. Another Aston might be able to. No, it goes a bit too wide, and the Alpine sticks his nose in. Truck goes round the outside for the chicane and backs
Oh,
out.
there goes the Aston Martin. There goes Danko. Oh, there he goes. Can he stick it out through the final two corners? That is an absolute outrageous send. Really trying to get through, but all he did was lose himself the position to the Alpine. Here goes Iron, straight through on Cooper as well, coming through the first few corners. I'm having a brain fart. Through Abbey and Farm. But that was looking mighty close, and Iron's onto the podium. That Alpine doing bits. Can he allow this pack to slow down a little bit? And we saw that coordination with Malvern, his teammate. Can he try and get past the Aston Martin and Haas in front of him? This is certainly starting to spice up between the front runners. But that DRS train goes all the way down to P12 before you get a break in the order. So don't count anybody out from late lunges, late moves, anybody diving it. Dynamics getting close to the rear of Tom Carter. Can he defend? Can the Williams do anything about it to fight back?
Well, I'm not sure right now, but we're going too wide, maybe three wide for Maggots and Beckett. We see an Aston Martin and a Haas. Super close through there. Way too close for my liking, should I say. This DRS will be open again, so maybe this is the first time we see an Alpine into the lead. It won't be enough though to take that. No, it will. Sends it down the inside and gets that move done. Actually, we're still battling. The Mercedes goes wide. And Aston Martin right behind the rear of that Alpine there. Super close. We can see the other Alpine making another move as well on Cooper and back at the back there, making that move for P5. But as it looks like the two Alpines have successfully made the moves.
This is looking mighty fine. We're really getting into this now. It's only lap 6. There's still 46 laps to go. So it's not even started yet, but these guys are not holding it back. Cooper under attack. No, he's completely fumbled it. He's fell all the way down the order. I didn't catch what happened though. What actually happened with the Haas, but we know that AJ's through, Tom's through, Dynamic Duo's through. They all just gaining positions. Oh no, the Alpine! Iron's had an issue. CDR Bobby's through. There was a fight for the lead. It looks like Bobby, Aston Martin, is now going to press on for what could be his victory. There's still quite a lot of laps to go. Sid picks up 3 seconds. There are the penalties on your screen. I've totally forgot to remove that. It's been there for quite a while.
Is Infratic and Cooper go too wide through Cops corner there, but now Infratic is making a move on Glitch Hen and makes that move as Cooper's down to P11 after being on that P3 spot for the start of the race, dropping down the order rapidly as Infratic moves up 2 positions there. And Cooper losing another one.
Glitch will looking to fight it back. He pulls his McLaren back ever so slightly and looks for the inside line out of Stoughton. Can he do it? He cannot, but he sends it down the outside. Going into the final few corners, comes through Club, coming towards Vale, comes through Club, sorry. What can he do here? He's at a moment. He's fell down. Never mind.
He's fell down. He's fell down and he's dropped down to P11 in front of Cooper now. So it looks like them two are not having the best of the races as Red Devil has retired and has gone into the pits. So it looks like he hasn't had the perfect race.
He's out, yeah, he's had enough, Red Devil. We released the Devil, but he's had a terrible, terrible start to his race. He was looking good after taking pole position, but the fight is still back at the front between these 3. Mercedes, Alpine, and Aston Martin. God, my head is a jumble today.
Yeah, as it's looking super close again. The Alpines are looking to attack, and the Aston Martins. So it's looking super close. Right now it's a Mark leading, and he's got 2 Alpines and 2 Aston Martins behind him. So definitely some trouble coming up here up to the DRS now. As the Alpine takes a wide line, but it might get a good exit there. No, Bobby's right on the rear there. So you can see up to the overtake zone. Goes round the outside of that Alpine. He does. Aaron gets that move done as Exley loses that position. Might lose another one to the Aston Martin, but no, the Aston Martin keeps his nose clean and stays behind.
I still trying to figure out how to say that Alpine's name.
Aaron.
That's what I mean. It's so confusing. It's so confusing. So I'm just going to call you Aaron. I don't even know. What do I call you? Aaron? Orion?
Bobby's left the session after one of the Aston Martin.
That's the disconnect. That's a disconnect. Can we get him back in? Is there anything we can do to get Bobby back in this?
I don't think I've got Bobby added.
That is disastrous there. He was looking very fast within the first 6 laps. Got himself up into podium position, but now he's AI. He's the only thing that can do it. He has joined back. He's back in. He's managed to get back in. This is lovely stuff to see him back in the race. He can only try and press on now, but he's dropped all the way down to P7. He's certainly not looking good.
P8.
We've had word from Red Devil. He had no force feedback off the start of that race. He tried for 7 laps, just couldn't drive at all. It's expected. If you can't feel what the car is doing, you're certainly going to fall down the order. Get yourself in a really bad situation.
As Infratic makes that move on Bobby now for P8, so he's slowly moving up the order, and the next person would be Dynamic Duo in that Haas. Right now, we're focused on the lead as the Mercedes of XT goes down the inside of that Alpine. That Aston Martin's a bit too far back. We're going too wide. He's still battling for that P1 position. Up to the chicane now. Goes no, and fake sends and stays behind. So we see him move up the back there. I'm not sure what's happening. Infratic going down the inside of Dynamic Duo, but it's not enough to make that move and get that position done.
Infratic's starting to find his groove here. He's starting to find that traction. He was down in P12. He didn't have the best qualifying, but he is pushing on now to make the moves count when it matters. He's looking for the open door on Dynamic, but just cannot get in a good position. Meanwhile, as the Aston Martin right on his tail, Bobby, one of the front 3 runners earlier on, is now looking to press on and get past Infratic. But can Infratic put a car between himself and the Aston Martin. Can he put the Haas in? No, he's had a moment. He locked the rear. Coming into Luffield, though, just cannot get the power down and has lost some positions. Almost crashed into the Aston Martin. Had a bit of a contact, but that contact only benefited the Ferrari in straightening that car back out after that little spin. So, Bobby did him a little favour, though. That little contact with the rear end, pushing the Ferrari back into a controllable spin and collects himself going again.
Definitely, but right now, Dynamic Duo has lost DRS to the top 6, should I say. AJ makes a move onto that Alpine there. It looks like the Ferrari has lost the DRS to the top 3. So right now, it's 3 cars and another 3 cars fighting in that DRS.
Absolutely.
Right. Looking super close so far right now. As Bobby overtakes on the duo there for P7, as we see someone at the back there spinning around. I'm not sure who it was. Is that Cooper fan? It might be Cooper fan going round, losing another position there.
It's not going well for the Haas, but I tell you who it is going well for. The front 3 drivers. They've been at it for a while now, and all they've done is brought the DRS to AJ behind him. AJ, we know, can certainly bring himself back. One of our renowned drivers, one of our lovely admins who's partaking in this race today. Also, one of the top EU1 drivers, if I've got to say. So he's looking to press on now. Malvern, though, right behind, as the DRS, just staying behind the Ferrari, though. Can he get the attack onto AJ? He's the only person who could potentially get in that fight at the minute, because there's a 1.8 second gap between AJ and the front 3. So the DRS not being a factor, but, don't count out Tom Carter. He's right on the tail of Malvern. Could he get a double overtake here as we get down in towards Stoke Corner?
Yeah, looks like the front 3 are still fighting again. But back to where you talk about AJ's Tom C goes down the inside of Malvern. AJ don't actually lose a position after not having DRS. But actually, as Tom C goes down the inside of AJ but fakes a move, Malvern's trying to look for the spot at that gap to make that move again to get that position back. But right now, after that fighting, Bobby's back in that DRS of Malvern there. So emphatic won't have that DRS to help him and try to make that move down the inside or the outside.
He will not. Oh, he will have the DRS. Sorry, I didn't hear you properly then. But look at the clouds. Look at that sky. We knew the weather were coming, and it's coming soon. The sky is starting to darken. Could the water start? There it is! The water's falling, I can see it! Lap 11, the rain is coming. So now everybody needs to focus and be very, very careful as the weather starts to fall. This is where things get interesting. This is where things start to spice up. I'm excited now. I'm very excited now to see this coming. The weather starts to come. We knew this was coming. We have the custom weather to see how it plays out for today, but it's starting to fall now. Dynamic Duo 3 seconds, so he's picking up that slide. The rain is really starting to come down now. That racing line's getting greasy. It's getting slippery. But I wonder if the drivers can hold it for a little bit. Can they hold it for a little bit longer? We see the Alpine there looking to make the move coming through Stowe. Stowe's been a really favoured overtake there, but it will be with that DRS advantage coming into third sector. But for now, it's the Alpine leading. Nobody's boxing as of yet. We do see AJ in the pits. AJ's going to risk it. He's going to look for that undercut, but look at that pit lane. You can see the layer of water as the rain comes down. You can see it bouncing and puddles.
Malvern there going off the track there. Sorry to interrupt you, but I saw Malvern going off the track and absolutely riding some invisible curb, I'm pretty sure, and losing a lot of positions there. Now behind Dynamic Duo there in the Haas.
Oh, I think they may have made a mistake at the front here. Everybody who stayed out. It's AJ who's probably going to benefit most from this. You see the back of the grid behind AJ all coming in for the pits to swap those tyres. That is the right call. That is the better call because it's looking like the Inters could be the faster tyre here. This is definitely the crossover. Look at that water come down. This was only supposed to go to intermediate conditions, so it shouldn't get any worse. But unless it stops anytime soon, I suspect it's only going to get worse. Infratic there, really struggling to catch the rear end. Has opened the door for Bobby to come through. Bobby's through. He collects himself nicely, but Geez, this is certainly going to mix things up now.
Definitely, DRS is now disabled. This is a time where you want to pit for the inters. Last lap or this lap. But like you said, AJ might benefit if he can start catching up to the drivers in front. So, should I say, first place down to ninth place, they haven't pitted at all yet. So, right now, we've got to focus on that gap. 18 seconds to Malvin. Let's see if it gets closer and closer for the last few corners. So we can see front runners are going into the pits now.
Absolutely, they'll need to. They'll need to. AJ's gained seconds. He's gained seconds off that. He's going to get the undercut. AJ is going to be in the lead of this race, but we have everybody darting into the pit, so 17.6 seconds. They all slow down. Malvin 10 seconds, speeding in the pit lane. The conditions are treacherous. Of course it's expected, but AJ's just got through Store. He comes down Vale now and gets himself into Club to get himself onto the Hamilton straight. The undercut is going to be powerful here. AJ's made a fantastic call, a beautiful call to get that undercut, and it's played off to perfection. He powers down towards Abbey now. Has he got the distance? Has he got it? I don't think he has. He's just not. He's in the same. He's not come out where I thought he would have. Oh, that was close.
It's getting one position. It's getting one position.
That was
fourth,
close.
but now it's third.
Oh, he's going to lose her. He's gone deep. Oh, no. What could have been a masterclass undercut has not played out like he wanted to. He got himself within the fight, though. He hasn't lost anything. Bear that in mind. He still has a lot of laps to go. Still a lot of fighting yet to go in this race as we have 39 laps remaining. God, it's going to go on for a while, this. But that rate is really coming down now.
Definitely. These drivers need to start paying more attention, should I say, to the track and how you're going to handle it, you know, because it's going to be a horrible condition. Definitely for Maggots and Beckett's, you know. It's a quick left, right, but you want to go super slow so you don't lose a car and make sure you've got that grip as well.
Absolutely. Well, the front two are the only two that could be potentially fighting away, as AJ's had quite an issue and fell down ever further. Did he box a little bit too early? Has he burnt them out a little bit? Lost some precious where he would have needed? Or maybe it's a setup. Maybe he went for a dry setup and it's just not compatible here in the intermediate conditions.
But would you go for a dry setup or a wet setup?
I'd try and balance it in between. Because me being the kind of guy that I am, when I'm in the lobby and I know that the settings have been set, I'll be checking those settings. Well, is it custom weather? You see the custom weather icon, so you have a look at it to see when it's coming. And I probably would have balanced it out a little bit. Plus, you have that weather information on your screen when you get into the lobby and the race starts to get in the hand. You've finished qualifying, you're just looking at your strategy. You can see that it's going to get wet. So I wonder if they expected it to come now, or if they expected it to come at the end. Devil said on his screen it was coming at the end, around lap 30 he would have said. So this is very, very early, but from the way that I set the weather, it was due to go wet halfway through. So from it's rained in lap 11. I wouldn't even say that's halfway through. This is not what I was expecting myself.
It looks like this is what you got, you know. Super early, but the drivers, you know, have to choose a decision to pit a lot early or a lot late. And it seems like kind of worked for AJ, but he's dropped a position to Danko there. So right now, it's looking super close for some drivers, you know, handling the wet so far. Also gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. It's another thing around here in the wet. Track limits could be a nightmare for you if you can't keep it on the track and keep it clean.
Absolutely, that can seriously damage your race. And a race as long as this one, the potential for picking up those track limit penalties is absolutely massive. It can come anytime in the middle stints as your tyres start to wear out, as they start to lose that cutting edge grip, that traction that you must need, that you do need to get yourself within a good distance of drivers and to push on, potentially make some moves early on. It really affects your race. Like though you see drivers with 10, that can be served in a pit stop. But those track limits infringements with 6 and 3s, they're going on till the end of the race.
Yep, that will go to the end of the race like you said. But right now, 9th to 1st place, they don't have any penalties. So right now, we're keeping it nice and clean. But if you're in a pack and you got a penalty, that will definitely ruin your race. But right now, we haven't had a safety car, so these guys are trying to keep it nice and clean. As we see Melvin and Infratic fighting for that P11 position. Melvin has a bit of a contact there. Infratic on the rear and almost losing the car, but still can't get that position.
Absolutely. See, I get that, Red Devil. No, it makes sense why you started on the hards. He was expecting the rain to come late, so he went straight out for a long stint, used those hard tyres. A couple of the drivers we saw on the hards, maybe that was what they also saw. That was a strategy to go for them. They were looking like they could do something early on, but they were just dropping down the order. They couldn't get them warm enough. There was no heat, no traction, but as you know, heat is everything in those tyres. You need to get that compound fired up and working. You need to get them roaring and ready to go as you press on. But now, still have quite a lot of laps to go. 37 laps remaining, if my math is correct.
Just hope so, and I think it is right.
Quick maths.
As a quick math. Well, actually, now it's 36.
Yep, now we go down to 36. Nevertheless, that gap at the front is closing ever so slightly. XD's starting to gain on Orion. I'm going to call it Orion. I think that's what it is.
It's such a difficult name, but
I've
now...
been thinking about it for a while. I'm just going to call it Orion. That's the best way to say it. Orion.
Yeah, like you said, we're looking super close. You can see an Aston Martin at the back there. One joining to battle, but it's a bit too far behind. 3 seconds. Seeing some drivers, there's some gaps missing between each other. Some are fighting, some are just in the middle of nowhere.
Absolutely. Seems like Glitch 10 has done well to get himself to the back of Tom Carter there. Oh, he looks for it though. Coming out of left field. Can he get it? The side by side pressing on towards Cop's corner. And he does get ahead before it. Tom Carter doing the smart thing, backing out of it early. It's not a place you want to get into altercation.
Super close through that, don't want to, like you said, especially in the rain, so it's definitely going to be a nightmare. But good thing he backed out, but then we can still continue fighting if they've got that pace around here. As you see, Bobby might be able to make a move on Tom Carter. Down the inside he goes. Bit of a big send there. Goes round down the inside and gets that move done. So right now, Tom Carter and Matt Williams have lost 2 positions.
I wonder
in
if Tom's struggling, because he's certainly not got the pace that he had early on those intermediates. Maybe those inters are burning away a little quicker than he thought. Oh, the Aston Martin picks up 3 seconds, so any hopes he had of getting in the fight with a front 2 even, has been absolutely destroyed unless they themselves pick up penalties. But it doesn't look like they will. Them two have been very powerful all race. They've really pressed on, really pushed on. Orion has really been one of the forces to be reckoned with here in this 100% Grand Prix in Silverstone. The endurance event is starting to unfold. The wet weather has come a little bit earlier than we expected, so will it dry out? And will we have a longer stint towards the end for it to be dry? Because, like I said, I wasn't expecting it to come so early. I've got to say, it was quite a shock with it dropping down. It was all nice and sunny, and then within half a lap, it was dull, dim, and grey in the sky. And within another half lap, it just started raining. The water started to fall. It started coming down.
Well, right now, Infratic and Dynamic Joy going too wide into Cop's corner here. And Dynamic Joy goes a bit too wide. And Infratic gets that move done. So what a move there. Going down the inside, having the balls, and gets that move done. And Sam will be next on his list. Right now, Dynamic Joy looks like he's kind of struggling there through Maggots and Beckett's. Having, getting super close through those few corners, should I say. Sitting right behind. It's not enough to make a send, but looking super close through every single pack there is.
Absolutely. So looking on, I wonder where Infratic could see himself towards the end of the race. This is he's sort of been staying in the same area around P12. He got himself up into P8 early on before the rain came. And now sits there in P10 just inside the points. He's probably going to be happy with just a points finish here to get himself inside that top 10, because there's quite a gap between the front runners here and between the next train to catch. So he's got now Sam right there in front of him. Can he do anything to fight it back? Sam's struggling a little bit on this treacherous, wet part of the race, this wet stint in the race. But the track is looking very greasy. I'm not seeing a racing line occur. I'm not seeing that line appear. But with the rain still coming down, it's not going to. All they're trying to do is displace that water. The intermediate tyres push around 30 litres of water off the track a second with the speed that these cars can produce. So each tyre can push 30 litres of water out of the racing line. But as the water still comes down, glazing over that track, it's just making things more difficult for the intermediates to work their tyre there. Sam has a bit of a moment but collects himself coming through cops. They call it cops for a reason, and he was just about to find out why.
Yeah, it was such a close one there. But right now, Emphatic's been catching and losing some time there. So, looks like in the rain, it's not what, should I say, consistently catching, you know. You're dropping up and down a lot around the lap
Oh, here
time,
comes
should I say.
Bobby! Down into club, gets it done to the inside line there on glitch 10. That was beautiful stuff. Sorry to cut you off there, but that was a mighty fine move from that Aston Martin. We'll get you a little replay of that one, because that was one to watch. You see it on the replay. There he goes. A monumental send into club. The final couple corners. Dispatches of that McLaren with ease. Very nicely done.
You know,
Now
it
sets
looks like
his
some
sights on the
people.
Ferrari.
It looks like some people are finding some pace, should I say, on the inters. As we can see, Bobby might be choosing his next victim. It would be AJ goes down the inside there, getting super close between each other as Bobby goes super wide. We'll get that run off, gets that exit down, gets a power down, and gets that move done as Glitch is right behind AJ after that kind of tiny bit of battling there. But it's not enough to do anything to him, to make him move or anything. But as we were talking about at battle, it looks like Infratic has overtook Sam there for P9.
Well, it was bound to come, wasn't it? Sam has certainly shown his little struggles he's having here. Well, Malvin's right on his tail now. So Sam's certainly struggling in these wet conditions. I don't know if he's set up related. It could be, because like we said, we've got the mixed conditions coming in this race. It is certainly going to get dry. But you see the racing line is starting to form ever so slightly. In some corners, you can see that the level of water on the track is just not as much as it was early on. No, that was a bit of an optimistic send there from Malvern. But he does keep himself collected well. That could have been dangerous, especially with the conditions being so wet. But Dynamic Duo looks for it on Malvern. There's contact. Another optimistic send from another driver. We have a VCAT off the track. I'm not entirely sure who that is, but they've got himself collected and going again. That's Sid. Sid down in the back of the field. He's not doing well in these wet conditions. Oh, it's getting treacherous for a lot of drivers out there. The rain just hasn't stopped in the last 9 laps, so it's not looking good. But you can see certain patches are just don't have as much water on them as other parts of the track. But it is coming down dramatically. It's flooding. You can see off the track there on the apex and stuff, the layers of water sitting there on the tarmac and on the apex. It's going to get treacherous. It's going to get spicy. Could we see full wet tyres in use early on? I was hoping it'd stay intermediates, but with the way the track's looking, it's treacherous, it's dangerous. Well, comes through Malvern, looking for it on Sam as we get through Lovefield. He's done it well.
Yeah, but right now, XT has lost some time to Aaron. Let me say that name.
I was going to say Orion. I
was...
think we'll get easier and a lot easier to say with Orion because we can all pronounce that surely. Aaron is just getting in the way.
Definitely, but Glitch Hen is right behind AJ still, so looks like M2 still got some pace, you know, near pace, you know, got the same pace around here, and looks like it's been super close. And right now, I think it's the only battle which is happening right now. All is should I say, used to be in a pack, but now they're all spread out.
Yep, the pack is certainly starting to spread out as this track gets absolutely flooded. But this isn't going to do any well for the layers of tarmac and rubber that were put down earlier on in the first 10 laps. So, you know, the track evolution comes and you can see the line, the dry line there. You can see the water being displaced. So there was a dry line forming a little bit more. Oh, there goes Glitch 10 with a big send down into Brooklyn. Is it Brooklands and Luffield? It is, it's Brooklands and Luffield. I'm getting ahead of myself, but AJ defending it well there, coming through Luffield. That could have got interesting. That was a big send from Glitch. Really sent it down through Brooklands there.
But right now, I'm seeing more of a dry line, should I say. Kind of see that dry line kind of forming now. Yeah, between Maggots and Beckett's. Look at that dry line. You can see a tiny bit. You can see where the drivers have been taking that line. As you don't want to go on that dry line. Defo won't help the inters. You want to go on that wet line to cool them down and get more traction, should I say. As a Glitch won't have enough speed down that straight to overtake AJ.
Sid is retired in the pits. Apologies for that. You didn't have the race that you wanted, but at least you showed up and give it a go. You went for 21 laps. You just can't do anything in these wet conditions. Glitch then through he goes, coming through club. It was bound to happen. AJ's looking to fight back, coming into Abbey. Dynamic duos out in the pits. He's had enough as well. Sid and Dynamic out of this race, not having the best race that they wanted. But all this is doing is we've got a mighty fight here. AJ's doing anything he can to get back on Glitch 10. Glitch is just using this dry line a bit better to his advantage.
But as them two have been fighting, Tom Carter has been seen in the background, should I say, closing in super slowly now to the McLaren and the Ferrari. So that Williams is enjoying them two battling, as in hoping to join them soon and try to get that position of that P6.
Is indeed. Tom Carter is closing that gap up dramatically. All the fighting between AJ and Glitch 10 has only... Oh, 3 seconds for Glitched!
And AJ.
And AJ, both of them.
In the same corner. We're going super wide in cops and just got track limits there. So looks like them two are really pushing it as Tom Carter is within that 1 second gap now of AJ. So he's finally in that reach now.
He is certainly closing that gap. This is where the slipstream is going to come into effect. But having that dirty air when you're coming through the corners can really unsettle the car, put you in a terrible position. Definitely. All in all, it's been a good first half. We're getting through up to 5 laps away from the halfway point, and it's looking all right. Everything's been spicy.
Definitely right now, yeah. It's looking some battles happening right now. The only battle there is realistically happening is Glitch, AJ, and Tom Carter, and Bobby and Cooper. So those are the drivers only. But looks like Glitch might be pulling away from AJ here. So it looks like he's been burning enough to try to get away from AJ, so be left in the dust and have to deal with Tom Carter, who is right behind AJ.
Of course, Tom Carter now getting into the mix has certainly put the pace down in the last few laps. Orfeld picks up at 3 seconds. The track limits are coming now. They're really struggling now in this part of the race. The dry line's forming, but those intermediates have been used up. For 12 laps, they've been laying down the rubber, pushing on. Surely the grip is starting to fall away. It can get treacherous in the conditions, especially when you're sliding around. Infratic picks up at 3 seconds. Like I said, those limits are coming now. Those penalties are coming. It's bound to happen as the conditions are just treacherous. They're falling away, sliding. There's Malvern, though, with a 3 second penalty. Things are not going well for these drivers now. Starting to pick up the track limit penalties. You don't want this to happen. But it can happen as more people pick up the penalties. If everybody picks up a 3 second penalty, then you are all fighting once again for track position. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to think, right, I've got 3 seconds to gain here. Absolutely not. You're fighting for on-track position. So, P6 down to P9, all with 3 seconds. They're all fighting for their on-track position here. But Sam could certainly get himself back into the fight if he can drop the gaps.
Definitely super close for you, drive. But look at that dry line though. You can see it forming there. Look at that dry line. You could really see it. People have been using that line, but Tom Carter's still right behind AJ. So it's still a fight to be bound anytime soon now, as we hope Tom Carter can get close enough to attack AJ.
We certainly wait to find out. I can't wait to see how this develops now. We will see the rain stop, but when will it stop? The rain came within 10 laps, within 11 laps. Will there be around 11 laps of no rain with a dry line? Will we see us all the way through now? This, honestly, I'm thrown off with the way the weather's come. I was expecting it to dry up towards the end. Oh, here goes CDR Bobby, looking for it on Cooper fan. I've been watching this a little bit. He's pushed onto the wet line. Oh, there's contact there. They have a little rough and tough. They're still making contact coming through Store. What can happen here? Bobby still trying to get the position. Cooper's defending it with his life. The Haas is not letting this go. But through goes the Aston Martin. Cooper's looking for an undercut line, but should I say an undercut, a switchback line, but just couldn't get it. Bobby's through back onto P. Fuller. Can he push on and get himself back into that top three like he was fighting for earlier on before he had that disconnect, before he got himself into a bad situation? He's certainly starting to spice up between these two drivers. He's got the pace to press on. Can he press on for long enough though? Or will the rain stop and it start to dry out? Mighty fine racing there from Bobby. Bobby's done really well so far. He's got some really nice overtakes in. God, he's been spicy. A bit of contact there, but it's hard racing. I'd pass that off as hard racing. Cooper hit Bobby. Bobby hits him back. So get out of my way, boy. And gets the position from him.
Yeah, whilst that passing was happening, someone unfortunate had something happen to him. Should I say Tom Carter now? Dropping a lot of time. And now the other Ferrari of Infratic is caught up now. So instead of the Williams attacking a Ferrari, it's the other way round. But this time, it's a different driver.
Well, we saw some drama on Wednesday, and now they're face-to-face on the track. Woohoo! Settle it on the track, boys. Settle it on the track. That's what I say. But Tom Carter, no! Picks up another 3 seconds. No, no, no! Oh, my brother, what have you done to yourself? Nevertheless, there's still quite a lot of laps to go. 27 laps to go. So, oh, Sam, no, he's picked up the 3 seconds. He was one of the drivers to keep it clean, and there it is. The track is treacherous. They're really struggling to keep it within. Oh, Tom has the slide coming through Store. God, it's so treacherous. The conditions are so bad for these drivers. They're doing anything and everything they can just to keep it on the track. We got a safety car. Focus, safety car. Oh, my. What has happened? What has caused that one? I hope that wasn't something deliberate. Hold on.
What happened?
Malvern. Oh, he came through. Malvern came through. So that would have been a legal overtake, I think. And Infratic's through. Malvern's through. What was that? Please don't tell me that was a forced safety car. Did anybody see that? But we are at the halfway point and we are full course safety car. So while we're under safety car, I'm just going to take a moment. You are going to see a pause screen. I do apologise for this. I just need to do something ever so quickly. But it will not take too long, I hope. Oh, didn't want it to go there. Just bear with me a second. I will get us back to the racing screen. I just need to get something up. As soon as it's up, we will be all good. Need to get some information. Information has been got. We can get back. Right. Infratic, going a bit quick though. Getting right up to Tom Carter. We have a safety car. The leaders haven't caught it yet, but I suspect that they will do. Oh, they're in the pits. The leaders have gone into the pits. Swapping those intermediate tyres. So, it is opening the door for tyre changes. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. We like to see the changes coming.
Definitely, but it's still wet. So, going through the new winters for some drivers here. So, looks like the rain will still carry on as we see most of the drivers actually going in now.
This has been interesting. This has been interesting. You can see on the right-hand side of the graphic, though, the tracks that are remaining in the league. We still have a couple of rounds of racing to go. We'll be back with EU3 on Tuesday evening. And then on to the AM3, as you know, in Contest of Speed, we have our 6 tiers, the European side and the American side. But outside of this endurance event, this endurance, though, could become a tier. We are looking good to get ourselves set up with an endurance tier. So you shall see a lot more 100% races coming your way. There's been a lot of interest. Tonight we have 2 lobbies running out here in Contest Speed. Lobby 2 is not streamed. We can only get the one going. So Lobby 1 is being streamed by myself and the almighty Robstar.
Yeah, definitely quite interesting one, watching these quick drivers drive around the track, and having mixed conditions, it really shows different pace, should I say, how quick you are in the dry compared to the wet.
Absolutely. This certainly is one of the tracks. So when it gets wet, it gets dangerous. So it was nice to introduce the mixed weather conditions, but Orion has caught up with the safety car, and the rest of the field now just need to do this. I reckon we'll see them caught up, I don't know, maybe next lap. Next lap they would have caught up, and then hopefully it's they've caught up close enough for the safety car to go in. But, oh no, they won't. We need a full lap, don't we? We need a full lap on the safety car, which we shall see. So if they do catch up next lap, should potentially go in. The safety car is mighty slow under wet conditions. A lot slower than the drivers can go. Drivers can certainly get themselves some pace down on the intermediate tyres. We saw the battles coming into play. It's certainly been interesting earlier on. But it's looking mighty fine. It's certainly going to open the door for the rest of the field to get back in the fight. We saw the gaps come as they started to pit and swap to those intermediate tyres. Some drivers can hold it out, some drivers can, but for now, it's looking like they'll all catch back up once again, and we'll get what could be a mighty interesting restart. We could get a safety car restart, one to talk about all night and tomorrow. Clips to come in the chat. Post your POVs, post your spicy overtakes. We want to see the action, we want to see the clips.
Definitely, that safety car restart, like you said, could be interesting,
Oh, Pablo in Lobby 2
It'd be
has crashed out.
super tight. Oh.
Lobby 2, Pablo Players was racing in Lobby 2. He's crashed, he pit for hard on the crossover and lost traction in 5th gear. So is your weather different to ours? Because I didn't give him the exact specifications of where the weather should be. I just told him to put it to Inters dry, Inters dry. And this is what we've been hit with. We got wet weather coming out on lap 11. So I'm not sure what your crossover would have been, whether you've had wet at the start, whether wet at the end. I'm not entirely sure how it's played out for you, Pablo, but this has certainly been spicy. And you see the pack really start to close up now. It's just all felt Hakko and Suba to catch back up.
Yeah, just waiting on those 3 drivers, but safety car might be on this lap, so you will get to see the racing back up again, as we don't have much laps left. We are past the halfway mark, so get ready to see the other half. Right now, currently we see it's still in the inter condition, but will it end with wet conditions or dry?
Well, Pablo says they just got past their intermediate period, so they didn't have the wet weather for as long as we do. So the second lobby certainly now will be on the dries till the end. I hope. I don't know how the mighty PW Jones has made that. Should make a tier 100%. It is in the works. It is in the makings. This is phase 2 of testing. He was supposed to just be one lobby of 100% while I go through testing settings and stuff like that. The first time we're running custom weather to see how it plays out, and so far it's played out very nicely indeed. This has been a very interesting Grand Prix to say the least, but he's certainly a tier in the making. You shall see a lot more of the 100% races. I'm fairly impressed with how it's played out. The turnout for today alone has overwhelmed me dramatically. I've been a busy man getting everything set up, but the way it's played out has been absolutely fantastic. I couldn't ask for anything more or anything less.
Yeah, I can see this being a tier, These drivers seem interested, I knew 3 DNFs and we passed the halfway mark. So it looks like some people are interested in this, staying in the race. Even though you're not with a pack, or you're by yourself, or you're last. Looks like people are still interested in racing.
It's alright, Sid. I was going to race myself. I was going to get in this lobby. But I thought, do you know what? Me and Rob, we can get back in the booth together. We did a U1 last season. Was it U1?
No, I think it was
What did we do last season? I can't even remember.
EU2.
EU2, we did EU2.
EU2.
Yeah, we did EU2 last season. But it's nice to be back in the booth with you. We've run another league together as well for a half a season. And yeah, me and Rob running the comms here. I thought, do you know what? I'll do the comms. And I give my seat to CDR Bobby. And God, I do not regret it. I do not regret it. Bobby's done some mighty fine moves in this Grand Prix alone. He certainly brought us some entertainment. Got a little replays there. But I don't regret bringing Bobby into this one. That's a fact.
Yeah, looks like he's been a great performance so far. He's having a great performance so far. But right now, I'm telling you, that dry line is looking a bit awful.
No, it said it's all right, mate. You tried. You did try to get in here. But hey, mate, it's a long race. Most people don't even last what could be a 50% race. But there is the call. The safety car will go in at the end of this lap. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes. Let's get back to racing. Everybody's caught back up. Everybody's close together. This is going to be a mighty fine restart. The racing is going to get back underway. And things are going to start to heat up once again. It's getting spicy.
As we can see, the Alpine man, the lead, it hasn't gone yet. Still waiting.
He's waiting. He slowed it right down. Slowed it right down before Store Corner. Really kept everybody back. He's still warming up those tyres, giving it a little weave, looking to catch out his rival. That has been his rival all race long, XD. But Danko as well, another driver who's been fairly strong. Right behind him, and there we go. He gets the power down, coming through Club. Almost had an issue there, getting it down. Almost had a wobble. Maybe a bit too quick on the accelerator, but you expect it. And as we cross the line, it still says safety car, but ignore that. We do know from previous races that is a bug. I don't know why it happens, but it always happens to me. And you always see the safety car graphic still there, even though it is not a safety car. But off the line we go, everybody fairly collected. We see a gap there opening up. Here comes Glitched M from looking for it on Cooper Fan. Just can't get around him. But nevertheless, it is Emphatic and Tom Carter, the closest together. AJ now needing to defend against Tom Carter as we come down into Brooklands. Is he going to send it? He's not. He's just not close enough to get that move at hand.
Super, yeah, Tom Carter getting one Ferrari and might get the next Ferrari anytime soon if he gets that pace down. We see XC right behind Aaron. Super close here to Cops Corner. 2 tenths, 1 tenth, going up and down that time. Seems like that situation's kind of working there. Through Maggots and Beckett to go right behind the gearbox of that Alpine. Now onto the straight now. What can they do? Who will make the first move? Who will defend? Who will attack? Looks like XC will be attacking first. XC will go round the outside. It's right-hander. Don't send it. I don't have enough. Well, should I say? I'm not sure what to say. Not enough.
Didn't get close enough. Just didn't have the confidence. Couldn't commit to that move. But nevertheless, he's looking to stay within a striking distance of his current rival. These two have been at it all race, and I've not been disappointed to say the least. But now you see the gap starting to open up between the drivers. They couldn't get the start that they wanted. The conditions are still fairly treacherous here on lap 31. I'm thinking this may go wet all the way to the end. It should have dried out by now, but it certainly is not. When will the rain stop?
Well, we do have 21 laps left of racing, so we do not know it could continue or not. But right now, it is definitely wet. But that dry line might be affecting some drivers. As some people going to that wet line to try to cool down those
There goes
tires.
Melvin! Wow! That was a big boy send. A huge send there on Tom H.
In the rain as well, getting that move done as we see Sam losing that place to Orfeld in that Red Bull. So it looks like some drivers are having fun of their lives right now, making moves in the rain. Is that what's happened to Tom Carter? Looks like he had a bit of a spin.
Oh, it was Tom on a spin. Oh, he's collecting himself though. He's going again as we come through Beckett's and head towards Chapel Curve now. That was unsure. Unsure. Well, Bobby, right up on the rear of Danko. Been a driver that's produced some nice moves, some nice overtakes as we get into what could be the final stint. They've all boxed for fresh intermediates. I'll show you the tyres there. You see everybody 4-5 laps old after that safety car. But it could go to the end here now. Even if the rain stops, say, with 10 laps to go, will they be able to dry the track out enough? Will the sun come back gleaming down and get rid of that water and dry it out? You know, the weather physics in this game are far, far from realistic. But you never know. Who's got the wits about them to predict what could come with this weather? I certainly don't. I don't drive enough. I like being sat here in the comms booth. I was going to race, but no, let's get the comms going. Let's get the flow going.
There's lots of number drive around in that video cash app at the back there, so looks like Tom Carter does gain a position back, but not enough to gain a point there, as we see super close up the front here, you know. For first down to 6, we've got that pack there fighting there, super close.
Ooh,
Going
there's
for
a fight
Maggot
here
and
between
Beckett
Sam and
now.
Orfelt. Sam's off! Oh, that could have been bad. But that could have been dramatic for Sam. He's collected himself very nicely, doing very well to keep that car under control, especially in these conditions. You need to take that into account. It is treacherous. It is absolutely dangerous out here in Silverstone. But they are not letting this hold them back. Everybody's settling into a bit of a groove and a rhythm here now. They're just trying to hold it back ever so slightly. Malvin with another 3 seconds. The penalties are not doing him well here, but you see those 10 seconds are gone from a couple drivers. They've served those penalties when they box for those fresh intermediate tyres, so now it is only track limits that prevents these drivers from holding their positions. Glitch is on 6 and has almost got AJ out of 3 seconds. So if he can get him out... Oh, no! See contact there with Cooper and Bobby. That could have been bad. You see Hyacinth Rook retire in the pit lane. He's just struggling out here. Suba cannot get himself in a good position. The conditions are too bad. It's treacherous. It's dangerous out here. I was not expecting it to rain when it did. I was expecting it to rain around about, I don't know, lap 20 maybe, for about 15, 20 laps. And it's just not. It's lap 33, and we're still pouring with rain. The track is still getting wetter before it gets drier, and everybody's really struggling out there. It's dangerous. But it certainly brought some entertainment. You see everyone spinning around. You see them struggling. They're catching the car. They're absolutely focused. Really need to concentrate. The Cooper's right on the rear of Bobby. Glitch 10 also in this fight. Do not count him out yet.
Yeah, it's super close through these drivers, you know. We try to get that move done, but it's super hard in the rain, you know. Got to brake super early and hope you got that traction coming into the corner and get that traction out of it as well. So having rain, it can definitely bring some challenges. You can see the Aston Martin's there fighting for a position there. Cooper bumping the Aston Martin and the McLaren.
Oh!
Bumping Cooper there as Enko going wide there, it seems like it. And
Oh, go on, Glitch!
Contact again.
Go on, Glitch! Get him! Oh, God, this is getting spicy. Oh, wow, there was some mighty controversial moments and some hard racing there. Come on, Glitch! Go on, get that McLaren through, and he does get it through. What a guy. Got it coming through turn 5. Down into Brooklands he goes, ahead up into P4. But he's lost a huge amount of time to Bobby. And Danko has dropped all the way down to P6. Bobby's on the podium. Can he catch up to the front two? It's 2.3 seconds to catch.
Well, I can't Glitch fighting Cooper and Danko there definitely did not help him. He's got that time penalties. Like you said, towards the end, it could ruin your race. And right now, it looks like it might be ruining Glitch's race. He might drop down a few positions if he can't pull that gap away from a few drivers right now. As we can see, Cooper's still right behind of Glitch Hen there. Super close, but it's not enough to do anything to take action on that McLaren driver.
It is not. When is this weather going to stop? I want it to stop. I want it to get dry. I want it to dry out. I want people to start pushing harder. I want them to box for sauce. I want them to close back up. Let's get going. Why is he not drying out? Half L 3 seconds.
I know it's looking still a terrible condition right now. Either way, if it did turn dry, the only people who had to double stack would be the Ferraris, as there's a 1.7 gap. So it will turn out of a nightmare for those Ferraris. You can see XC still behind that Alpine there. So they've been close together, but none of them have been able to make a move on each other at all yet for these past few laps in the rain. It really shows the difficulty of a challenge it is in the rain.
Certainly does. You can know how treacherous it gets, and you need the grip, you need the temperature in your tyres, and all the water does is cool your tyres down no matter how hard you push, no matter how hard you try. If you catch yourself on that wet line, as you saw, the dry line was starting to form, so all these intermediate runners are doing their job and dispersing all the water off the track. But if you pick yourself up in that wet line, it's going to cost you a lot just in terms of temperature. You need the temperature to get the compound fired up and working. But we see there's a mighty fine battle coming on here. Here comes the Mercedes looking for an open door on his rival, the Alpine ahead of Orion. But can he defend it? He does indeed, coming through stall for now. But we come down through Vale and into Club. Can he defend it through the final few corners as we get onto the Hamilton straight? I don't think he will. It's certainly looking fine between these two. They've been battling away ever so hard. Hen is still 1.5 seconds away from CDR Bobby. Cooper's just lurking there. You see Henry there moving onto that wet line, cooling the tyres down, trying to make them go a little bit longer. So maybe the temperature is starting to overwhelm the intermediates as the dry line starts to form. He is using the advantage of that wet track to cool down those tyres and preserve them for that little bit longer. You don't want to burn them away. Being a little bit cooler and not pushing as hard and getting them into the optimal tempo. See, everybody's doing it. But here comes Cooper. He does not. So that was me getting a bit ahead of myself. They're all using the wet line now. They're trying to preserve the tyres. I reckon that these drivers are expecting to stay on these inters towards the end of the race. With the fact that he hasn't dried out as of yet, the fact that the rain is still coming down, it is still looking like it could stay wet all the way through to the end. So this has been a learning curve for me, as I know that I was testing the custom weather. We know now that holding it rain for 2 stints over dry, it's going to go be wet for too long. That's a fact. I was only trying to get a wet stint in there to make it spicy, but it's gone on for a little bit longer than I would like it to. But again, this is the learning curve as we set up our 100% tier. I'll be expecting to see the 100% tier coming. Nevertheless, it's proved to be entertaining. They're still fighting away at the front.
At the back here, we've got Malvin and Impractic, who've been fighting super hard through Sector 1, Sector 2 and Sector 3 here. And we've been super close ever since, you know. Less than a 10.
Malvin's going for it! Sends the big one on Impractic there. Locked up the tyres, has allowed Hacko to get right on his rear. Impractic must have almost screamed himself there. He's got 3 seconds again. So the threat of Malvin is lessening. Oh, should I say, he's getting a bit more of a threat, as now he's only 3 seconds in penalty separate the two drivers. Hacko right on the rear tail, though he catches himself a bit of a spin there, struggling, but caught it and collected that car ever so nicely. Tom Carter's had a spin, has caught himself ever so far back. He's probably going to get lapped at this point. He's just struggling out here. These conditions are terrible, but he's holding out, waiting for that safety car to come. Impratic's forced into defence once again from the Alpine Malvin, who now goes to the inside line, coming through Lovefield. Gets ahead of Impratic there. That's a nice move done from the Alpine driver.
It's XD gets a 3-second time penalty there in second place. So that will definitely affect his race, lose that position to Bobby. So he'll be dropped down to P3, but still will be in that podium spot. But right now, Hacko and Tom H are slowly closing into that battle between Impratic and Malvin there. As Impratic's not having a good night against Beckett, and Hacko is getting that time closer and closer there. You can see Hacko showing himself there down the inside. Will he send it?
Get it? Yes, he does!
He will! What a send! Breaking super late there. super
Oh,
early, no, super late, yeah.
yeah, he
And
went
gets
later
that
on the
move done.
brakes, swung it through and gets a move on the Ferrari. Go on, Hacko, lad. We love to see one of our own pull off dramatic move. Pratic's at a moment. Oh, he's done well to save himself, though. He lost position to Tom H. He's lost a lot of time to that fight. Oh, that was treacherous for the Ferrari. Could have had a bad moment, though. Nevertheless, the fight now is over for the front two, unless Orion picks up a 3-second penalty. Cooper's fighting with Glitched. He sends it through. Gets himself into P4.
Yeah, right now, Cooper needs to start pushing it if he wants to get to that podium spot. But there's a 3-second gap between him and Bobby. So he needs to pull something out of a bag if he needs to catch up.
Absolutely, indeed. This is certainly starting to spice up a little bit. I want the weather to stop any time now. I want it, please. Pretty please. It's gone on for too long. Get rid of this horrible water.
Definitely.
Glitchy starting to fight away with Cooper. He's closing, he's closing, he's closing. Will he send it into store? He won't, but he'll stay right on the rear. Is he setting himself up for what could be a club overtake? No, he's just not close enough. Cooper had a good exit there, managing to fend off the McLaren a little bit. This is... oh, sorry, go on.
Looking super close right now again with Cooper and Glitch Hen. As Infratic goes over tires.
I'm not surprised. He's not within the fight anymore. The rain is not going anywhere. It should have gone somewhere. But he's had a bit of a stinker race, to say the least.
Yes, it's not. Some drivers are not happy with this rain, you know. You got to deal with it and hope it ends well towards the end. But it looks like it's not working at all for him. But it's Tom Carter gets a 3 seconds. Yeah, like you said, he might be getting a lap soon. But some of these drivers are finding some pace out here currently. As looking super close with AJ. No, Malvin, AJ, Hacker, and Tom H. Looking super close. So right now, we need to see what it can do to gain some positions as we see. Who's that? Was that all felt round?
I think it is.
Looks like it is. Is it just me? It looks like a bit drier. I think it stopped raining. I'm
Oh,
not
it
sure
is.
about you.
It is. It stops. This is it. Right, thank God. Right, now we're starting to spice up a little.
But 12 laps left. 12 laps left. Will
12 laps
Yeah, I
left.
think it will dry up.
Oh my God, it's drying
But will it be
quickly.
worth it? Tom H goes into the pits
It's
already.
drying very quickly. Oh, look at the track. Wow. The physics, like I say, the game physics just don't make sense. But Tommy's going to risk it. Tom H is first in. I think it may be a bit of a risk. There's still some standing water on that track. 10 seconds for Orfeld. He's going into the pits. He's retired. He's had enough. But we will get 12 laps of no rain now. I wonder who's going to stay out on the intermediates. Do the inters feel faster? Or are they starting to burn? The track is starting to dry out. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the moment we have been waiting for.
Yeah, it's looking super close right now, but some drivers, well, should I say some drivers, pitted for the dry tyres, but I don't think it's ready enough. You can see a bit of wet on there, should I say. It might be, I'm not sure about the grip, but right now, it looks like these drivers are handling very well right now. In the dryers, Glitch overtakes Cooper for P4 now. Gets that move done in between Maggots and Beggots. Cooper getting a better exit. Super close between these two drivers. Cooper goes round the outside, gets that overspeed. Truck goes round the outside of Glitchen and gets that move done, taking that position back.
Absolutely, he does indeed. We apologise again. We see people who have joined the chat. We've had the raid come in from Infratic. So all these viewers coming in, storming, following us. Thank you all for the follows. The Discord has been linked if you want to get into the league. It's not you have to, but you can do if you would like to. The rain went on for a little bit too long. It's a learning curve from my perspective. I didn't realise it would go this long. I'm still testing things with 100%, but he's now starting to dry up a little bit too late. It wasn't supposed to go on this long. It was only supposed to have a little stint of intermediates. But again, maybe next time you can all try again in the next 100% race and it won't go on as that long because now I know what I did wrong. But the fight for the front is still going on as the track starts to dry out. Surely those inters cannot go to the end.
Definitely not. It's just, you got to pit.
Shout out to Pratic for raiding with all these viewers. DRS is enabled. It's dry enough for DRS. 11 laps of soft racing, potentially.
Yeah, well, it's DRS time, so it's time for these drivers to start pushing and pushing. Let's look at the tyres quickly, as we can see Glitcher and Tom H and the Williams on the dry tyres. So right now, it looks like, let's see what happens when Cooper actually pits, so can see if we can get the undercut.
So, Glitch 10 needs the forward one on the soft tyres. I don't think he's going to be close enough to potentially get anywhere near the front drivers, but the drivers that are just ahead of him in Sector 3, he could potentially gain on. He's had a bit of a wobble there coming through Magnet Speckets in Chapel, but he is still trying to push on ever so hard. Everybody's diving into the pits, getting off those intermediate tyres. You will expect it, the track is dry. Thank you for all the follows of the people who have been joined off the raid. We still have 10 laps of racing to go. It could start to spice up. Glitch 10 is coming around now. How much of an undercut is he going to gain after boxing a little bit earlier from the intermediate tyres? Up P6, P5. Can he get P4? He does get P4. He's not close enough to get Bobby. Bobby came out just in time, and he's brought the DRS to Cooper. So it is for Glitch 10 now to benefit from the warmed up softer compound tyre. Can he press on? Get to Bobby. Can he get the podiums? He does have the penalties, so yeah. It will be Bobby who could potentially inherit positions away as the front two now have penalties. Could Bobby win this 100% GP? It's all for the Aston Martin to take. Will it happen? That's the question. He's been a mighty fine threat in the earlier stages in the race, and now as we close out with 10 laps to go, could be the one to take victory.
We never know, but right now the front two, like you said, got penalties, and Bobby needs to pull something out the bag if he wants to catch up there. Needs to pull 6/10. Super close, could I say. Chen might be closing in as well. Cooper at the back there, not catching, but he does have some time. He just have 10 laps left. Try and catch up to the drivers.
Tom H.
Martin in the background.
Tom H is right on the rear of AJ. He's got a beautiful line coming through Beckett's and Chapel. With that DRS, it's going to make it easy. He was right on the tail though. Made it easy for him with the DRS as he swings it around Stowe now. Very easy done for Tom H, a driver that we know has taken race victories in the EU1, but now looks to press on and push against another EU1 driver of AJ. But Hako is just within striking distance and does not have any time penalties, so will ultimately jump ahead of AJ. He just needs to keep it clean, calm and collected in the final 9 laps to go.
Final laps left, so it all depends how quickly they can react, should I say, to the dry condition after it being wet for, should I say, most of the race.
Absolutely, as we now still push on. 9 laps to go. The front two have been fighting away all race long, and they fight away ever more in the final closing stint. They're close enough. Orion could potentially push on here and get past. He will have the DRS advantage over his rival. You know that XD has the 10 seconds. Orion only has the 3. He swings it though with the DRS, has the purple sector 2. He is absolutely flying out here. Malvern with another 3 seconds. Struggling to keep it within the white lines all race long. But it is an easy move done for Orion as he gets through into club. Could the Mercedes fight it back? He's looking for a potential switchback line and could not get it. Could not find an open door. Bobby's on the podium. And there's the fastest lap. Orion sets it. Bobby needs to close down more now. He needs to close it down. Tom H picks up 3 seconds. The limits are coming. snow, the sun comes out to shine down here in Silverstone in Great Britain, but I think it's a little bit too late. Some drivers really struggled on that wet stint. The track is now dry, and everybody's pushing on to finish this race.
Definitely, as Cooper's now catching up to Glitch Hen, and Glitch Hen is not catching up to Bobby at all. Taco might be able to make a move on AJ here. It's looking super close here between the McLaren, the Ferrari, and the Red Bull here. Up to the DRS zone now. Gets that wide open to get that extra speed down the straight line speed. But it's not enough there to make any moves. Looking super close between these drivers again, fighting with some good positions, but Hako hasn't got a penalty yet, as we can see. So you definitely jump up some positions there.
Absolutely. There's a fight here between Tom H and AJ, but AJ is right on the rear of that McLaren. AJ could potentially get past it. If he sets himself up nicely, gets himself in the good striking position, it is his position to take away. Oh, he may have got the line though. Did he get the exit? I think he did. That was a mighty fine line from AJ. He gets the rear wing open. Tom H is going to try and defend it, but I don't know if he can. Through goes AJ. Here comes Tom H for a switchback. Can he get it down into Vale? He does. He's back ahead. That was a fantastic read and response. Read what AJ was doing. Responded with a switchback. Slaps himself back into position. Mighty fine racing there from Tom. I've got to say, did we get that? We almost got it on the replay. I was a little bit late with the button press, but you just saw the end of it as he gets through Stowe Corner. Here comes AJ once again trying to fight back, trying to get that position. He will benefit from the DRS here. Hako right on his tail. Do not count him out yet. Could we see a double move? Hako really close. And they're both switching it. Nope, can't get it. AJ goes through, coming into Lovefield. And as we power on towards Brooklands. Oh no, come through Brooklands. And now we get to Lovefield. It is Tom H still in defence against Hako. AJ's through. Made it easy. Woodcock. Hako's looking to get the line. Can we get it? Coming for the cops. Almost but backs out of it. That could have been interesting. The Red Bull's really pushing on here. He wants to dispatch these drivers and try and gain time as all the other drivers have penalties. Orion picks up another 3 seconds. Bobby now inherits net lead.
Yep, as you're seeing that right now, it's looking super close as the DRS trap is now wide open for these drivers. As Tom Hayes goes down the inside of AJ, can AJ react to anything? No, he stays behind. As they're fighting again through the chicane, going too wide. Tom Hayes trying to get that switchback done, but no, goes a bit too wide. And like Hako's trying to go through there, but it's not enough there for Hako to go down the inside of Tom H, but it's not enough, just not enough there for him.
Sam retiring in the pits. He's not close enough to do anything with only 6 laps to go. He's not within a striking distance to do anything. Thank you for trying, my friend, and it's unfortunate for yourself that you can't see yourself to the end. Nevertheless, we look back on what could be a mighty fine battle between 3 of our own drivers here. The front 2 are still fighting away. They've been fighting all race long. 46 laps these 2 have been going at it. This has been mighty colossus for these 2. They've got a gap to Bobby. The gap is opening up a little bit more. Bobby needs to press harder, push harder, try the best that he can to stay within that striking distance.
Also, left and right there for some drivers.
Cooper and Glitched also fighting away, but with those penalties on Glitched, he's back. Tom H picks up 3 seconds. But yeah, again, with the penalties on Glitched's back, it will alter. Oh, he's round! Oh, Glitched is round! He's had a moment there, coming out of club, trying to get himself to finish the final corners. He just couldn't get it, couldn't get the power down correctly, and he's lost himself.
Right now, Hako has got past Tom H here, but almost getting past AJ. So it looks like some drivers are having the battle for their life right now. But unfortunately for Glitch Chen, he did have that spin. But right now, it's looking a super close between Hako, Tom H and AJ for the past few laps. Fighting and fighting again. Trying to get that position and try to stick with it. As you can see, Malvern in the background there, catching up now to the drivers in front after battling for the past few laps. As you can see, AJ there going left and right. I'm not sure what's happening there, but maybe some coordination there for these two drivers try to work together or something like that.
Absolutely, we need to try and work together to gain some time and defend off Malvern. But what is a good note is everybody's going to score some points. Everybody's within points positions. But it is a mighty fine fight between the front two and for sixth position here between three drivers. Hako is under attack from Tom. The side-by-side as they get to the entrance of Maggots, coming around Beckett's, and as they get to Chapel Curve, it is Tom who finally gets ahead. Wow, that was interesting. That could have ended in disaster. But they are two mighty good drivers, mighty fine racers. And now Hako presses on to get past AJ. Without those penalties, he's looking to inherit the position anyway. But all that fighting is let Malvern in. Malvern makes contact with a McLaren there, Tom H. But, Hako has certainly got himself on a push against AJ there. You saw how bumpy the track was there from AJ's perspective. If you just move off the line a little bit, you can certainly get yourself a mighty fine swing through Abbey. But, geez, this is starting to heat up as we've only got 4 laps to go.
Yeah, the last few laps here, we can see these two drivers fighting and fighting. Been super intense, you know. These drivers are having a clean battle, but not helping them in the short run. They won't have enough time to catch up to the drivers in front. They lost almost 3 seconds now. But this battling, it really shows the true online racing here.
Absolutely, it does. It certainly shows your skill. And if you can hold out, really hold out till the end of the race and a 100% GP, it certainly is just a testament to your ability to endure this monumental race. It is quite a margin to go. I mean, it's felt like the laps have just disappeared for me. As Cooper goes fastest, the laps have just gone for me. Absolutely gone. It doesn't even feel like it's been this long, I've got to say.
It's just a great battling, should I say. It's been distracting, as you know.
Absolutely. You see the fight is still on for the front, but it is XD who will inherit lead of the race unless he can fight off that what could be CDR Bobby inheriting it off the net position. So with those penalties, he's almost at 6 seconds gap. It's 5.2. Bobby needs to push, try and give everything he can, throw it all out in these final 3 laps, close that gap down a little bit so he knows that he's safe to inherit the race victory. Glitched Hen is now fighting for track position with the Aston Martin Adanko. He's within striking distance and gets the DRS. Nevertheless, Hako, ahead of AJ, stays though. He's just within 9 seconds though of Glitched Hen. If he can close that a little bit more, he'll get himself up into P5. That is monumental for Hako. What a race he's had, to say the least.
Yeah, starting at the back there and catching back up with that safety car. But then, with that dry, turning to dry, not
Here comes Glitch. Sends it through Store. Gets the position done. But can Danko respond in any way? He's looking for the open line down into Vale. Cannot get it. A Glitched Hen defends very well indeed. It doesn't matter. They are fighting for position on each other. And they've managed to almost push Hako outside of that 9 seconds. In fact, he is almost out of 9 seconds. As AJ got the move done, gets ahead. But with the track penalties, it's not going to mean a lot. He's still going to lose that position to Hako. But he's certainly making it hard for Hako to get any higher up the field.
Yeah, right now I'm watching these leaders, battling. We're battling again. Up to Cops say going too wide now with the Mercedes on the Alpine. Bit of a tire bump in there. We go too wide. Who's going to come on front? I'm not sure who.
It's the Mercedes. The Mercedes gets ahead. It's mighty fine fighting in the final closing laps. It has been 50 laps of chaos, of calamity. Oh, there's a moment there for Ryan. He's all over the show. Can he keep it calm and collected? He does indeed, but he's lost out a bit of time. They were almost side by side. He did very well to keep that together. To say the least. He was on the grass and everything. Fishtailing, tank slapping, managing to get himself going again and not lose out too much time. My God, that could have been disastrous.
That's what Bobby needs right now, them to make some more mistakes so he can get that win. It's looking super close, but at the back there we can see Hako losing that position to AJ, I think. But it's not enough to get that position back again. So some drivers are batting super hard as Hako goes no, as AJ defends that gap there and keeps that move. But onto the 2 laps left now for these drivers. But the front there, they're halfway done for their, what I should say, the second to last lap.
Marvin's cutting every single corner to catch up.
He just wants a battle.
He's just trying to get close enough. Now, normally we don't condone this, but I'll allow it. Today and today alone, I would normally say, you keep cutting corners, mate, and nah, like, you're not classified. But he's trying to get back into the fight. And he's got 1 minute of penalties. So, he might even end up a lap down at this rate.
Might be able to. That might be a bit funny, being a lap down from penalties.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm surprised he hasn't been disqualified having a minute in penalties, but with it being 100% GP, I think they're letting him slide.
Probably
They're
not
stewards
sure
are
what's
letting him
happened
go
there.
with that. As we see a fight still going on with the front two. There's a fight down behind the field. Cooper is 3 seconds, but Bobby, if he can just keep where he is, will inherit the race victory.
Last lap now for these drivers, so it all comes down to this lap. All of them will be pushing right now as XD don't have that DRS, which he needs to try to pull away. These 2 drivers need to work together, but mostly XD needs it the most as A1 there got 13 seconds there, time penalty, so definitely won't help that towards the end.
There he
Definitely will drop
goes.
a few
There he
positions.
goes. He's disqualified. That's it. He cut the one last corner. Just a little bit too much. We are now on the final lap. And I'm going to bring us up to the front of the field. Watch these two fight it out on the final lap of the race. It's certainly been a mighty fine battle between these two. Who's going to have the edge on the track? Although the penalties are certainly going to separate them. Who has got the racing line to perfection? Oh, Orion's right up on the rear diffuser. He's going to benefit with the DRS as we come through towards the third sector for the final time. On the last lap, he's at the run out of Chapel. The rear wing is open. He pulls ahead, but ultimately it will be XD to inherit the position away. But Bobby, if he can just keep himself calm, keep himself collected, there's only a couple of corners to go. Off penalties, will inherit the race victory on this 100% GP in Silverstone. But Orion played it nicely and crosses the line to take it on the track and wins provisionally until Bobby crosses the line and jumps ahead. CDR Bobby, the victor here. Cooper fan making it onto the podium, getting ahead of Orion with those penalties. We move down to Danko as he comes through the final corner, getting himself into P5, P6 for Glitch 10. Hako, AJ and Tom all still fighting away. But where will Hako come out? Is it only good enough for P7? I think it is. It is indeed. And that will do us for our 100% GP. My. I apologise for the weather. We are not doing another race after this. That will be all. It is all for Contest of Speed. We're just doing the endurance race. You lot can all do your own race if that's what you want to do. But for now, that will be the end here. And now for Contest of Speed. Thank you all for joining us. And for all the drivers who have, all the viewers, should I say, who have stayed behind and watched after the raid, thank you very much. And thank you for all the follows that you have given us. And so special thanks for Infratic to coming in here and being a part of our events, getting in the 100% GP. The rain stayed in a bit longer than I wanted it to. Has spoiled quite a few people's races, but it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve for me. I will hopefully be able to improve this next time and be able to give you that wet stint, but also a mighty fine dry stint. The final closing laps on the dry were certainly one to watch. But for now, that is all. That was interesting though. That was interesting to say the least.
Definitely, as you can see, Hacker making the most positions as 10 positions.
Absolutely. GG, Bobby, mate, for that victory. Kept it clean all race. To do 52 laps and not even pick up at least 3 seconds is certainly an achievement on its own. You went an entire 100% Grand Prix, 85 minutes and 40 seconds of racing without even going wide and picking up an infamous 3 second penalty. Well done on your victory. If you want to join the league, you want to get yourself in the community for any social events that we may host in the future, it has been linked for you. Get yourselves down here, get yourselves involved. You can all be a part of it. We've had 2 lobbies running tonight, just for your information, just 2 lobbies. We've had the sign-ups to make this happen, but it is CDR Bobby to take victory here in lobby 1. And for now, that will be all. Thank you all for joining us, and we shall see you again in the next lot of races. However, if you're interested in the league, be sure to check us out. Tuesday, the EU3 tier comes, then it's the AM3. Wednesday, we have the EU2, which will be hosted by myself and Tom Carter. And then Thursday, the EU1, which you shall hear Rob, my co-coms for this evening. Rob running the EU1 with Piney Penguin. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Rob. It's been a mighty long race, to say the least, and we appreciate you joining me in the booth. But yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we shall see you again in the next one.